Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to A Fresh Story. Today we're here with one of our amazing Fresh Starts experts to give you some tips on how to support yourself right now. And I love today's topic. First, we're going to have her introduce herself. So, Rachel, who are you?
Hi, I'm Rachel Lovett. I'm a holistic movement coach and Reiki practitioner. And I just love helping people come home to their bodies, find that childlike curiosity again, find the joy, and just feel more like themselves again.
I love that. So, one of the things that Rachel and I talk a lot about whenever we chat is that the world feels like a lot right now. And
Mhm.
especially, I will say, I'm 41. I'm kind of heading towards that age where I'm taking care of my kids and lovingly helping my parents with things.
Mhm.
And it's kind of a lot, right? In between everything else going on in the world. So, how can we, Rachel, first of all, be gentle with ourselves during this chaos? And then also, like, how can we just make things simple, right? Like,
Mhm.
it's so much. How can we simplify our life and not in like the organize your life type of way, like toxic positivity, but like, let's just get down to like the nuts and bolts here. Like, what do we need to
Yeah.
do to like be a human right now?
Yeah, and it is a lot. It is a lot. And then amidst all of the chaos, you have all this noise around, you know, biohacking and trying to optimize and all this stuff, and people are like, "I'm just trying to brush my teeth every day." Like, I don't
It's
need to,
hard. It's hard, Rachel.
it's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
And so, with movement, with meditation, like whatever it is, like the first step is just letting go of what counts, right? Of, you know, setting the bar. I had a teacher tell me, she's like, "You need to bury your bar. Don't just set the
Mhm.
bar on the floor, bury it underneath the ground."
I love that. Yeah.
And that still counts, right? Like if you're doing one calf raise while you brush your teeth, if you're taking one deep breath while like you're waiting for your tea to steep or something like that, things get to be a lot simpler than everyone is telling us. And I've definitely, to help remind me of this, I've been kind of treating myself a little bit like a toddler and finding that just gentleness and that love that comes with that. Um, but then also the structure too, right? Like when, you know, your toddler doesn't know the things that they need to get done, right? You do. And same for when we're taking care of ourselves. Like we know that like we wanna move our bodies. We know that we wanna take deep breaths and things like that. So it's like, the structure, um, but you're gonna be gentle with it, right? It's like, you don't need to make a whole meal. Like, you can have, like, a little charcuterie board for yourself, right? Like, you don't have to chop things.
Yeah.
You can just take a bite out of a cucumber. That's fine,
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
love that.
same for movement, right? Like, you can like a little movement snack or something like that. And, even if it's just like I do a lot of movement in my kitchen when I'm waiting for things. There's kind of like a counter space between like, there's the island and then there's the counter, and I can kind of, like, put my hands on either side and use it for
Mm,
balance, and so I kinda do some, like, I don't know, just little dancey movements
yeah.
or whatever I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Um, or even just, like, when you have to take a potty break or something and you just do an extra squat, like, you get up off the toilet and then you just do a little
First of
extra
all,
squat.
just taking a potty break is a gift to yourself
Oh,
because
yes.
I'm so bad with that. I hold it in until I mean, that's an ADHD thing, but
Oh, totally.
yeah, yeah.
And
I love
no, that's a
this.
good point too, though, of just
Yeah.
remembering that those basic things are not always easy, right?
No.
We think about going to the bathroom as just like this thing we don't even have to think about. But no, that takes executive functioning as well. You have to pull yourself away from whatever you're doing. It takes a lot of interoception to be able to feel that spectrum of like,
Yeah.
where you're at. Like, and so just being able, if you're like, hey, I went to the bathroom when it wasn't an emergency,
Win.
that's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. It's funny, Rachel. I love the idea of treating yourself like a toddler. The one of the things that always sparks it for me is I have a lot of indoor plants,
Mm,
and I will notice that they need to be watered because I have them in glass, right? And
mm,
so I'll look at them one day and I'll go, "Oh, wow, they need to be watered." I'll water them, and then, like, a couple days later, I'm like, "Wow, they've had so much water. They need more water." And I'm like, "Wait, if they're drinking so much water,
mm.
I'm probably needing to
Yes,
drink water," right? Like,
yeah,
what a silly thought, but, like, it takes that, like, visual for me to be like, "Oh, wow, like, it must be really hot outside because they are drinking
yeah,
more water in summer than in winter," which
yeah.
is really interesting. The through line what I hear you saying, Rachel, is, like,
Mhm.
there's no rules to this, right? Like, we can
Yeah.
just kind of, like, make things easy and stop comparing ourselves to other people.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that going back to like, looking back at the things you liked to do when you were a kid, I think is so powerful because, before we were fully influenced by what is normal or what the rules are, right? Like, going back to the movements that you just found pure joy in,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
or the times where you found that nice, like, quiet time. Like, did you like to color? Did you like to just sit in the grass and watch the birds? Things like that.
Uh-huh.
Because it is, especially with social media and everything, it's just natural that we're comparing ourselves to other people.
Yeah.
And what works for you doesn't have to work for somebody else. And what works for you now doesn't have to work for you a year from now. It didn't
Mm.
need to work for you last year, like everything can change. And and I think that's just something that's a good reminder that there doesn't have to be as much forcing or pushing. Like we can just let what needs to happen happen.
Yeah, and so much of it is going against what people would traditionally do, and I think that it's really important to do the little things like you talked about to start breaking those habits with yourself, right? Like,
Mhm,
you know, I don't know, like, I'm gonna have like, I've been having I have these, like, dairy-free ice cream sandwiches from Sobe,
mhm.
and I love them, right? And they're, like, little,
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, if it's the middle of the workday and I want a snack, why not have an ice cream sandwich? It's dairy,
yeah,
it's coconut milk, it's whatever, like, who
yeah,
cares if it's a string cheese or an ice cream
yeah,
sandwich? It's my life, right? And as
exactly.
stupid as that is, right? It's like, that to me was like breaking tradition, right? Because it's like, well,
Yeah,
ice cream sandwich is supposed to be for dessert. It's not supposed to be a midday snack.
yeah.
And it's those little tiny things that actually help you like retool your mindset.
Totally. And I see that all the time where we have these little rules that we just follow without thinking about them. And it's super common in the movement world and meditation space too, because you have all these articles about what's the best thing to do. And
Yeah.
like for exercise, a lot of them is it's like, oh, you have to do it in the morning, you know,
Right.
or that it has to be 20 minutes or it has to. And it's like, I'm not a morning movement person. I never have been. Like, I've my entire life, most of my
Yeah.
stuff has been in the afternoon, and so that's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to line up
Right.
with what everyone else is doing. And it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else.
Well,
That's the
that's
biggest
really what
thing.
it comes down to, right?
Yeah.
And I think we have to go back to looking at ourselves like humans, right? So it's like,
Mhm.
is your body moving at some point? Are you getting water? Are you sleeping? Right? Are you doing these things? Like, it doesn't really matter how you are
Right.
doing this. Nobody's watching you. And that's a
Right.
very hard concept for us to get through our heads.
Yeah, and especially because a lot of times people are watching. Right? Like
Yes.
like, whether we're filming ourselves for social media or you're at the gym or things like that, like, people actually are watching and unfortunately do take the time to judge you. That is the reality, and so I think being like I mean, I definitely like to experiment with things when I am by myself and I'm not being perceived, and then
Yeah.
that can build the confidence, but then once you have that confidence of like, "No, this works for me," I do some weird exercises in the gym that, like, they're
Uh-huh.
for a very specific purpose, I know they're great for my body, and I'm sure some people are looking at me and be like, "She doesn't know what she's doing."
Yeah.
And that's fine, you know? I'm
Yeah.
not gonna let that influence what I'm doing. Um, and yeah, it's not easy, but I
Yeah.
think that when you find that in yourself of like when you can have that conversation with your body of like, yes, this feels good, this feels right, then
Yeah.
that can become so powerful that the other stuff is just noise that you can tune out.
Yeah, I found this to be true in 2 places in my life, which is meditation.
Mm.
I cannot meditate in a quiet way. That's not how
Yeah,
my body works.
yeah.
My meditation is usually watercoloring with
I
music on
love
really
that.
loud. And
Yeah.
that's when I can feel myself moving to a different plane, right? Like, it's like,
Mhm.
and then the funny thing is with watercolors, it took me a really long time, and I'm still working on this, and I force myself to do it because it's a challenge for myself,
Mhm.
to get a bunch of watercolor paper and go, "Just paint whatever you want." It can be
Yeah.
literally, and sometimes I'll say, "You can paint the whole page one color. It doesn't
Mhm.
actually matter." Like, you're not
Yeah,
selling this. You're not a famous artist. Nobody
right.
cares, right? But the amount of physical and mental pain it takes me to say to myself, but I like this blue. I just want to paint the whole page blue. Okay, nobody cares, Olivia. Just paint the
Yeah.
page blue. That is such a learning process for me that it's really, and I really force myself about every once a weekend. I'll sit down with watercolors and I'll say, just paint what you want. Like,
Mhm.
you're the one paying for the paper and the paint. Like,
Right.
nobody cares, right? But why is that so hard for us, Rachel? Why is that like such a whether it is a workout or
Yeah.
a meditation or painting, why is that so difficult?
I think that we, very early on are kind of taught to just abandon our internal yes and to take it from other people, you know? Um, and especially with movement, right? A lot of people, like, their primary movement is it's not self-guided. It's, in PE or it's, like, in sports or a class. And, um, like, when you are a toddler, it's pretty self-guided, right? Like, kids are always just, like, doing stuff and be like, "Look what I can do," you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and there's all these rules like, we've made up rules for everything, like, for art, right? There are rules for art, there's rules for music, there's everything creative,
mm,
we've come up with rules and frameworks.
yeah,
Um, and that makes sense, right? Like, if things are too broad, it can be overwhelming, and then that can make it hard to start something. Um, but I think that the more you can just do things without a specific purpose, right? Like what you were saying of just like, the purpose of this is for me to watercolor. That's it. I'm not trying to like create a certain image
right.
or anything like that. And same with movement. Like I just throw on some music. I often just hit shuffle so I don't even know what I'm doing. And I don't look in the mirror, I don't record. I just move my body and it's whatever it is. And it is hard to get out even when I'm not being perceived to get out of
Yeah,
kind of the dancerly of like, "Oh, what I think would look pretty or
right, right,
appetizing if somebody were to watch,"
right,
you
right.
know? Um, but I think it is so powerful to do something for the simple purpose of
Yeah.
doing it.
I mean, I will say, like, I have not been in a place where I wanted to work out or like, I'm not like, it's just not
Yeah,
what I wanna do right now.
yeah.
And so my younger son loves to play sports, and so I got him a really cool thing. You would actually love, Rachel. It's like a thing that pops up the ball, so you, like, hit it down and it pops
Uh-huh.
up so you can hit it. Like, it's like a T-ball, but
Oh,
it's
cool.
it's, like, air-based.
Yeah,
And so he hits the balls far, and I walk and get them and then bring them back to him, and that's my exercise.
yeah,
And I'm sweaty after
yeah, I
that.
bet.
And it's so funny because my parents are like, "He should get the balls, like, you should make it." I'm like, "No, that's my exercise,"
Yeah,
right? Like, I walk in and I remember when they were little, we would turn on turn on the Wiggles YouTubes, and I would dance with the Wiggles, and I was like,
yes.
I'm sweating, dancing to the Wiggles, but, like, or
Yeah.
even cleaning, right? Cleaning's a
Oh,
huge
totally.
workout.
Cleaning's hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love this. Cleaning is hard. I love this, Rachel. If somebody's listening to this, Rachel, and they're feeling super, like, overwhelmed by the chaos of life, and they don't know
Mhm.
how to get this simplified life started, what
Mm,
would be one little thing they could just start today
mm.
after listening to this podcast?
I mean, I think picking a song, I think that would be helpful because that gives you some structure, right? And you can pick how long the song is. Like maybe it's just a minute or, you don't have to pick a 6-minute instrumental, but
Yeah.
a Grateful Dead 20-minute song or something.
Yeah.
Um, but pick a song and then either move your body to it or just breathe along to the song. Maybe you do both, right? Or maybe you just sit there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I love
But
that.
just
I
having
prescribe
that
that a lot.
container,
Yeah.
and then there's something happening, right? You mentioned that it's hard for you to just sit in silence, so I think this song kind of helps because, you're not completely alone with your thoughts, right? You have some stimulus, but, it's not something like TV or scrolling that's gonna, like, take
Yeah.
you away from your presence, you know?
Yeah. I love that. I mean, I would even just say something simple like, if you have something in the microwave for 30 seconds,
Oh,
just sit
yeah.
down. Like, sit. Just sit for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
hard for me. Like,
Yeah.
why is that so hard? Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I think this is all such great advice, and this is all the work that you have to do in order to heal and during life
Yeah.
transitions, and when shit hits the fan, you can come back to
Mhm.
treating yourself like a little baby, which is
Yeah.
okay. You're
It's
allowed.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is hard. It's like it's easy to feel like you don't have time for these things. And so, like, but the power in pausing for just 5 seconds, right? Like, you can pick a time that you do have,
Yeah.
right? Um, and it's hard, but remembering that taking the time to slow down now is gonna allow you to move faster later. Kind of
I love
this,
that.
'cause I would say we're pretty endurance-based creatures, but, well, we can't keep going forever, right? We have to take a break sometimes, and so, especially for big life transitions, they just
Yep.
keep going, right?
Yeah.
Life keeps
Yeah.
happening, and so, like, it'll be there when you come back.
Yeah, life is life, and you get to
Yeah,
take a break. Yeah, I
yeah.
love that. Well, we'll put the links to Rachel, and you can reach out to her in the show notes. Rachel, as always, thank you for your wise words.
Thank you so much. This is great.